All right, what the hell? Let's just go ahead and get started. I'm a little early today, by 20 seconds, 15 seconds, something like that. All right, who's with me today? Before we get started, let's give everybody a chance to roll in, get the stream started, get this lag to get caught up. So just so you know, today I decided that I'm not going to do any code or anything related to cybersecurity. I'm just going to do stand-up comedy. I'm just going to sit here and tell jokes. I'm going to tell Australian jokes. Good old Aussie jokes. Maybe some German jokes. See what our audience thinks about that. Yep. And today, just so you know, we are streaming on LinkedIn as well today. And that was initially by accident, but I decided to go ahead and just kind of let it stay. So we've got some, and I can see the comments in that are coming in from LinkedIn. So that's cool. But the reason why this is actually coming in through LinkedIn is because I did a stream for my Tabletop Tuesdays, and I had all my restream hooked up there, and it automatically streamed to that. So when I did my test this morning, I saw those still linked to LinkedIn, and decided just go ahead and keep it. So I didn't announce it on LinkedIn or anything like that. So if you are joining us from LinkedIn, so thanks for noticing, because I didn't put out an announcement or anything. So you're basically getting what this is. If you are joining from LinkedIn, what this is a course that I teach, Mastering AI for Cybersecurity, where we talk about the different techniques of how to use AI, generative AI, and large language models in cybersecurity. And we use a lot of private techniques, open source techniques, so that it is safe. And this is actually sort of a prelude to the presentation that I'll be doing at S424 in March, where I'll be talking about how we're using these techniques privately, safely in OT specifically. Somebody from chat, Alex, says Clint pulled a homer on the LinkedIn stream. What does that mean? Is there an episode of The Simpsons that I missed? All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. So what we're going to do today, I was just kidding. I'm not going to tell jokes. I know some of you are probably disappointed, but I've left that life behind. I've put aside stand-up comedy in favor of cybersecurity, and I don't make much money at either, so it doesn't really matter. You got to go where your passions are, right? So we're going to cover some GRC techniques today using private models. And GRC is really, it's next up on the curriculum anyway. And so there's a couple things we're going to do today that are going to be some refactoring. So previously, we've worked with PrivateGPT on document reading. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a private model system to where we can upload a cybersecurity standard and also upload sorry, I got distracted by chat. So we're also gonna upload a cybersecurity policy, and then we're gonna have it analyze both. We're gonna have it analyze the cybersecurity policy as well as the standard and compare the two and give us our gaps. And this is going to be done all privately. So our cybersecurity policy, none of our data is going out to like the OpenAI API or anything like that. It's all staying locally here. If you missed some of the prerequisite information on here, like how to set up PrivateGPT and how to do some of this stuff, you can go back through our course. There's all the previous streams that we did. If you're joining us from LinkedIn, you can sign up for the course that I have. And I'm not just trying to advertise this, I'm just to let you know where to find it. It's at cybersuperhuman.ai. We are going to be implementing a cheaper model. So I shoot myself in the foot here, but don't go and purchase the course like right now, because it's going to be reduced cost and all that stuff here in a minute. So, but reach out to me. You can reach out to me at clint@threatgen.com if you're interested. And you can also go to ThreatGen and get the free Cyber Superhuman AI course there. And then there's a huge discount to sign up for this course. Anyway, just I digress. All right. So let's look at what we're going to do. This is really, really weird. I've got chat over here and I've got chat over here, and so it's like a bunch of shiny squirrels. All right. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is, this is our code. It's a really small code base, and I'll include this in both chats if I can. I can't actually chat to LinkedIn right now, so I'm going to figure out how to get the code samples to LinkedIn afterwards. But so if we look here, this is my, and you know what I don't have? I don't have my little yellow dot. Let's get the yellow dot going. There we go. You know what this yellow dot reminds me of? Like, remember when you were a kid and you watched like the TV shows where they're singing and they got the words and the little ball bounces and so you could sing along. It's like karaoke for tots. That's what this it reminds me of. Anyway, so this is my private instance of PrivateGPT. I am using right now a local open source model, Mistral 7B, I believe it is. And I have already uploaded the NIST 882 revision 3. And the way this is uploaded is it uses text embeddings and then vectorizes it, puts it into a database, and it essentially creates a map of the text in a number format so that it's easier for the model to do similarity search, but also sentiment search analysis. And so now it has this. And for example, I can even just go in here and I can just say, what is this document? And and it's using my local model. And again, if you aren't familiar with PrivateGPT, I have other videos on that where I show you exactly how to set up PrivateGPT and how that works. And it is now, so it's a little slower running local models depending on your hardware. And here it's even going to be even more slowest, because I'm also using GPU to encode and stream and all this. And I'm running a pretty good GPU, but so anyway, it takes a while. While that's running, let's go ahead and talk about some of the things we're going to have to do. So I have I don't have a cybersecurity policy built. So this is a 2-part episode. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use a script. And this script is actually, I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use the OpenAI API to build a cybersecurity policy. So I have a script built and I'll share that and I'll show you. And this script will help automatically build a cybersecurity policy. And we're just going to take that, and we're not going to modify it. We'll just take what it gives us. And then we're going to upload that into our PrivateGPT instance. And then we'll have it analyze the 2 for gaps against 882. So we'll see. We should have some fun. And this is taking a while, and it's annoying me because it's taking a while. So while that works, let's just go ahead and take a look at there we go, our script here. This script is something that we've done this version of scripts, I think, in previous episodes. And what the script is going to do is it's going to first prompt OpenAI to create an outline. Once it creates that outline, it's going to iterate through each section of the outline and create text and narrative, and it's going to flesh out those pieces of the policy. And so it will create a really good policy. It's only a baseline, right? You're giving yourself an initial draft. It just speeds up giving yourself an initial draft at creating a policy. And this really works for any type of document you want to create. And I'll show you kind of how that is. But before we do that, so this information here comes from chapter 4 of my book, which is actually going to release next month, the ChatGPT for Cybersecurity. And when I first started writing that book, ChatGPT was in a totally different place than it is now. And so as you can see, I'm going to have to refactor some of this code. So I'm going to do it right here because I think it's really important for those of you that are taking this course, if you're using some of the ChatGPT, the techniques, and you're going to see this technology moves so fast, and that over time, it changes and you have to change your script. And so we're going to do that real quick. I'm going to show you how to refactor this because this script actually is deprecated now because this OpenAI call to the API, it doesn't use this anymore. If you look right here, I'm looking at that one. Okay. So this is the documentation from OpenAI. And now you'll see, excuse me. Now you'll see that they use a client object here first. And so this is what we're going to change this to. But of course, we're going to, instead of using GPT 3.5 Turbo, we're going to use the GPT 4 1106 preview, which is dubbed GPT 4 Turbo. But so let's go ahead and refactor that real quick. So the first thing we're going to have to do, I don't know what's going on with my throat this morning. All right. So instead of just import OpenAI, we're going to say, we're going to have to tell it import OpenAI, from, actually, we're going to say from OpenAI, import OpenAI. And now what we're going to have to do is, and just like you see here, let's go back to the documentation. Not only because I'm pretending to show you that I want you to see what it is, but I actually forgot what it is. So yeah, so it's going to be client equals OpenAI, and then we can use client.chat, and then we'll have to do the same thing to, I forgot actually the call for my OpenAI key. So we're going to give establish that variable client equals OpenAI. And so now here we can swap these out. So if you look at the code again, I'm making it look like that I'm showing you exactly what we did here, but I just really keep forgetting. So we're going to change this to client.chat.completions. And I've got some comments that I'll answer here in just a minute. All right. It would help if I actually click in my code base as opposed to in my OBS view. All right. So now we're going to change this to client, not client. You know, it's funny because when I tell people my name, like over the phone or whatever, especially people where Clint is not a common name in a region where it's not a common name, they always spell my name Client instead of Clint. So Client is a nickname of mine now. So client.chat.completions and verify that. And then the next thing we're going to do, we'll change the model. So there you go. And we'll just change the model to, this is going to be, and I'm not promising that, stuff's not going to happen and not going to blow up. And I did forget to sacrifice my kids again to the demo gods. All right, so GPT dash 4 dash 1106 dash preview is the model. And just so you know, there's some limitations. If you're using one of the larger, so max tokens, I'm probably going to just take that out. I don't think I need to list max tokens, because if you're using a GPT model, then that has what, 128,000 token limit, I think. But private models, you are limited. So let's just see, see how it goes. I'm going to take this out. Like, I don't think we need all these things here anymore. I'm going to turn the temperature. So the temperature is how like creative it gets and how accurate. If you turn it all the way down to 0.1, then it's going to give you what's most standard out there. If you turn it all the way up to 2, then it gets kind of crazy. It starts to use its own creativity. Let's just put it at 0.5 right now. And then I'm not going to go through step by step all of this code to tell you exactly what it does, because I've already done streams before where I explained this type of code system. But I can tell you what we're doing here is we're giving it a system prompt, as is common, so that you can tell it, you're a cybersecurity professional. It kind of sets up its expectations. So if you give a system prompt a role, if you tell it its role, then the large language model reasons a little bit better to start with, and it gives it a starting place, right? So like if you don't give it a system role and you just give it a question, and when it does that inference on the large language model, it's got a broad area that it has to look. Giving it a system role, and this is theory, like this is only what's been explained to me. I don't know 100% under the hood in OpenAI if this is actually how it works, but this, from my understanding, is that when you give it a system role in a system prompt, then it gives it a little bit better guide rails on where it should start looking in the large language model, and you get more accurate results. So supposedly. All right, so then this first prompt is, excuse me, write a detailed cybersecurity policy outline for my company, XYZ Corp, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I'm not, this doesn't make sense to say that it's a credit union if we're going to be bumping it against an OT policy. So we're going to call it, which is a water. Is it what? Is water wastewater? Oh well, facility. All right. And so we just want the outline, and when we tell it with no context or narrative, it's just going to give us the outline, and that's going to make it easier to extract each of those elements. So that down here, so we're doing that here. It's giving us the outline, doing some error correction. Error handling. And then we go to our next prompt, which is kind of the same thing here. And we're telling it to go each section. So what we're doing is we're actually using Python to grab each section and then putting it into a variable called section. And so for each one of those sections, it's going to run this one now. And we have to go through and do the same thing here. Update this. All right. And technically, we don't have to use the chat. We can just use instructional one-off text completion, because we're not doing a full chat session here, but you kind of use this for most everything, the chat completions. All right, GPT-4, just like before, dash 1106 dash preview. And real quick, let's take these out. and by taking these values out, it's just going to be using its defaults, whatever it is. Real quick, let's answer some chat here before I start moving forward. Yeah, everybody in the Discord channel is, as usual, giving me crap, which is fun. Oh, and they got a picture of Clint Eastwood there when I was talking about Clint. That's awesome. Wastewater treatment. Yeah, Alex, I could call it wastewater treatment. All right, over in LinkedIn, what do we have here? LinkedIn is telling me, I'm great at telling stories that tie into business. Well, thank you very much. Unknown. And then somebody says I'll have to look into the PrivateGPT streams. Yes, I'll see. We'll have to make some of those available. Maybe I'll make some of the PrivateGPT ones a free lesson or something. Here's a question. Do you think reliable and accurate AI systems that progress us towards increasingly generalized AI will, in the next 10 years, progress more in IT and research or in OT? I mean, I think it's probably going to progress more in IT just because OT lags behind everything in IT. I mean, we're 10 to 20 years behind in cybersecurity than IT, has been. So I think OT will naturally lag behind. I think OT is naturally more cautious with the with anything, any new technology that could disrupt operations and process, right? So, all right. So I think, and so what it's going to do here, it's actually going to create the cybersecurity policy in a Word document, and it's also going to create an HTML document with more formatting. And I did this just to compare the two. So it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be something for us to work with. And also, I need to correct this. So I think, though, I still have to import OpenAI for that. There we go. Yeah, so just using the regular import OpenAI gives us the ability to use our OpenAI key from our environment variable locally. Now, I'm going to go ahead and run this. First of all, let's go check and see what our PrivateGPT is up to. There you go. So it says this document appears to be a guide or a manual on securing operational technology OT systems. It covers specific details, blah, 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 blah. And it tells us what pages it found that on. So that is using this is a technique called RAG, or retrieval augmented generation. And what it does, this enables you to provide documents to a large language model to supplement the information that it has. In this case, again, like I said before, this is a open source private. So it's doing all of this inference specifically on this document, local on my system, with a local model on my system using my hardware. It's not going out to the internet for any of this. So it does a pretty good job. This is a large language model that does a pretty good job. Now, there's a couple new models that I'm looking forward to. There's one that is specific to cybersecurity. And so I want to check that one out pretty soon. But Meta has announced they're about to release Llama 3. And Llama 3 is supposed to be an open source model that is going to be comparable to the current version of GPT-4, or at least the previous version of GPT-4 before the turbo. So really looking forward to that. All right, so let's move on. I'm curious. So those of you that are watching this on LinkedIn, how did it pop up? Since I didn't make a post or anything like that, how did you find this on LinkedIn? How did you get alerted to the fact that this, it's like, hey, this is streaming on LinkedIn? I'm just curious. All right. All right, well, let's go back to our code and let's run this. So I'm just going to run it from the terminal here. So I'm going to hit Control J, or if you're on Mac, Command J. And you can see here what I did is when I uploaded this. Oh, wait, sorry, this was from a while. This is not where I want to be, is it? I'm in the wrong. No, this is right. Yeah, CD, chapter 4. Okay, CD, recipe, 4-1. It's not going to let me do that. All right. That's a long thing there, isn't it? All right. So we should just have to run. Let me bring this all the way up. And that's weird. All right. Again, I'm not promising you that this is not going to crap out right now. Somebody asked, how much does Llama 3 cost? Llama 3 is free. It's free and open source, just like Llama 2. All right, let's run this. Don't crap out on me. Oh, wait, what did I do? Yeah, see, I knew it. Hold on just a second. So I knew this was going to happen. So you tried to access OpenAI.chat completion, but this is no longer supported. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just the call that I used. So what was the client.chat.completions? Oh, my bad. See, where's my my Discord communication? Okay. Oh, look. Okay. We got people on both. I've got people communicating on the same person communicating in LinkedIn and on Discord. That's cheating. All right, let's go back here. Yeah. So that's why this got, oh, wrong one. We're not there yet. Come on. Yeah. The chat completions. That's why. See, no one caught that. Where are you at? Where's my backup? Yeah, you're supposed to have my back. So it's not client.chat.chat completion. It's too much to keep up with. See, it's just chat.completions. So disappointed in my Discord community not having my back. Thanks a lot. All right. Chat.completions. But I'm glad that I make these mistakes, not only for your amusement, but also because you can learn from my mistakes and you can see, what things need to be refactored. All right. That should do it. So, all right, let's see what other error we get. I'm sure we will. Generating policies. There we go. Look at that. It's going to create the policy outline. Now, it's going to take a while. Once it creates the outline and it starts going through one by one, it's going to start, it's going to take a while to start generate all the documents. All right. So somebody's saying, how did you guys see the LinkedIn stream announcement? Yeah, I think if you're following me on LinkedIn, it would probably just pop up like, hey, this idiot's doing a live stream. You should watch it. All right. So I'm curious if you don't mind commenting in LinkedIn. So who all's on LinkedIn watching us? So in fact, yeah, apparently I'm also streaming this publicly on YouTube. I don't even know which YouTube channel are you on watching this on? Is this from ThreatGen's YouTube or Cybersuperhuman's YouTube? I talk like my dog, Human. Cybersuperhumans. Oh, look at that, and I crashed. Okay. So, and the reason this happened is because it's going to give me a different JSON output. And so so I have to basically, we're going to print the JSON to screen and, okay, ThreatGen live video event. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I just forgot to unhook everything from Tuesday. That's right. Bonus for everybody. So, yeah, so, I'm just pulling something. I know what's going on here. Let's look at this and see what you're doing. So these are the pitfalls of refactoring. And, oh, that's not what I meant to do. Here we go. These are the pitfalls of refactoring. So we have client.chat.completion. So where is it? It's in my parsing, which is Did I run the wrong one again? No, okay. Yeah, so response.choices. So what I'm probably going to do is just print the JSON output so that I can look and see exactly what I need to do to parse this, because I'm just parsing this improperly. And I just want to make sure I think that's the only place where I'm parsing it like that. Yeah. All right. So, all right, let's just print the JSON output, and that will give us an idea. So let's comment this one out. And this is, I mean, it's going to be pretty bad here. So let's go outline equals response, I think, dot JSON. It should work. No, or maybe I just have, maybe just response. I know that I used to have to say, actually call the JSON. All right, well, let's just see. Let's just have it just do that. And then I'm going to keep it from calling the next iteration of this. I just want to see what the JSON output is. So this is the one creating the, okay, this is the one creating the outline. So I want to go to, yeah, we don't want to do this. I want to comment this entire thing. But I guess I kind of have to. Is there an easy way in VS Code just to comment all of this? So I think if I highlight all of this, right? And then I forget, is it control hashtag? Control shift hashtag? No, I forget. Anybody know? Anybody remember the command to just comment that entire thing? Nope, don't do that. I think I thought it was control shift hashtag. Nope. Nope. I don't remember. There's a hotkey just to comment all of this, and I don't remember what it was. All right, you know what? Can I right click that? Live stream issues. I thought, oh well. You know what? I'll just play with fire here. And I'll just, there. How about that? Now it gives me an error. What am I doing here? No, that's no error, is it? All right, that's all I want. I just want that. Oh, that's a good point. Alex said I should just be able to just fold it up and comment maybe. All right, so yeah, let's fold all this up and then maybe comment. Control Shift 7. Okay, well, let's see if we can do this. Boom. Oh yeah, no, I didn't like that. Okay, let's try the Control Shift 7. We're learning. We're all learning together here. All right, let's see. Control Shift 7? No, that didn't do it. Or or plus A. Control Shift A, that's not doing it. None of this is doing it. All right, you know what? Doing it the quick and dirty way. All right. Here we go. right, just give me the JSON output while I drink my monster. What is it doing here? Oh, why I'm starting to get angry. I just I'm having so much trouble with this. Chat completion. All right. Why is it acting like this? Hold on just a second. Bear with me. We'll get this figured out. I don't understand why it's not liking my my response parsing. Maybe because it's saying, or earlier it's saying it doesn't even like this the response, the choices. Here, let's do this. Let's refer to the documentation and see how they want to parse it. It's probably something stupid I overlooked. Well, no, so you have choices. This is the output, by the way. So this is what the raw output would look like. Or sorry, this is that's the response format. And so it would be choices, index 0, choices, content. That's, yeah, response, choices, message, content, right? That I have it correct. So what am I doing wrong? We're using GPT 4.11.06 preview. We're using this properly. And it is, so yeah, there's something, I just did something stupid, I'm sure. Oh, well, of course. Well, duh, I'm doing all that. All right, so let's just put everything back and let's just go through this real quick. So got all that. This is right. This is right. Oh, well, I still had that for one thing. Okay, let's just go back to here because I know this was right. All right, so we have that. Choices, message, content. Right, I put the strip there, so yeah, that's right. Let's see, the string outline in the print call. Well, here, I do need that. This all seems right. I wonder if it's just glitching out like it does sometimes. Again, I need to call my kids in here and sacrifice them to the demo gods. Yeah, I think this is right. It just feels so right. Come on. I know it. The silence and the anticipate. See, yeah, what is it? That doesn't make sense. Response. Okay. Chat completion object is not subscriptable. That's not true. I'm overlooking something stupid, but I'm glad we get to see this because you get to laugh at me, and we get to figure out together what stupid thing I'm doing wrong in my refactoring. Client.chat.completions.create. Let me make sure I'm not saying I think client.chat.completions.create model messages choices choices 0. There's this. I don't think it's the strip thing, but I can take that out just to be sure. So response equals client.chat.completions. Oh, is this, did I miss this? No, this is JSON. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know why it's acting like this. Yeah, I'm not going to go through a debugging session like with the debugger here and breakpoints and all that. It should, I'm going to do, I wonder if this is causing the problem. Wait, hold on. I just think I just figured it out. So response choices. Okay. Ah, it's not what I meant to do. Hold on. You can't see what I'm screwing up here. Okay. So yeah, response choices. I think that may have been it. Because all this is right. Let me see if that was it. It didn't like the split or something. I don't. Now, some of you may be asking, why didn't I test all this before I went live? Number one, because that's how I roll. Number two, because I wanted to show you the refactoring live. And apparently that was a mistake. Because like they say, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers say in Point Break, that would be a waste of time. All right. You know what? Dare we do it? I know what I'm wanting to do right now. It's like, you know what? You know what? This is the right way to do this. I'm going to show you. This is the right way to do this. I'm going to real quick. I'm just going to see if ChatGPT can tell me what I'm doing wrong because I seriously don't see it. So watch this. Okay, hold on real quick. Let me just go. Here, I'm going to bring this up so you can see it. All right. Here we go. So first of all, I'm going to tell it, I'm getting the following error when I run this script. I'm going to go copy that script. See what it says. It should be up to date enough. Oh, that's interesting. So response choices, message.content. Oh. So it's just response.choices. That doesn't, here, hold on. Oh, okay. So it's just response. That's interesting. That is not what they said there. I don't know if this is right, but we'll see. Response dot choices and then dot message dot content. And I'm going to do the strip. Is that a method still? Yeah, it's still a method. All right. All right, so then we'll do the same thing down below. Oh, wait, we're not, yeah, right there. So, okay. So now we need to go dot choices. You know, so the moral of this story, everyone, is be careful about your choices. All right. All right. See if that's the solution. OpenAI needs to update their documentation. I bet you it doesn't work. This is how I roll. Little Florida Georgia line, anyone? Maybe it's working. I don't know, man. So I'm going to chalk this one up as like, yeah, OpenAI's documentation was inaccurate. Thank you, ChatGPT. So ChatGPT knows more about the OpenAI product and their model and their output than the documentation does. Win for ChatGPT. Yeah, it looks like it's working. So it's going to generate our outline. I feel so sheepish, man. All right, more monster. This is kind of, hopefully this is a fun and entertaining stream today because I'm in a mood. And it's on display for the world. It's no longer just this private session for my students. Look at that, it works. This is, this is on display to the world from, this is actually probably streaming live on ThreadChin. It's streaming live on Cyber Superhuman AI. It is streaming on LinkedIn. It might even be streaming live on some of my partner streams. Like I think Peter has his, and this might be streaming everywhere. I don't know. So like this is streaming live on Chinese television. All right. So that's awesome. All right. So one thing I don't like, now keep in mind this prompt was originally built for GPT 3.5. However, and so it gave me the markdown formatting. When I used to do this with GPT 3.5, it didn't give me this markdown formatting. But it is here. But that's good because it tells GPT-4 how to outline this. Now, this is interesting. It did a really good job. This does a much better job than 3.5. So it's on introduction, purpose, scope, policy. It's going to go through every single one of these lines now. It's going through and it's fleshing out the details. Like this is going to create like an 80-page policy. Thank you, Greg. Greg says, this is how programming really is. This is awesome. Too true. Misleading docs are annoying. All common. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Yeah, somebody in LinkedIn said future for cybersecurity job roles. I mean, yeah, I think so. You know, while it's generating these, it's going to take a little while, right? So, but look at this outline it produced. It's wonderful, and it's going to fill out each and every one of those, and it's going to dump this out into a Word document. It's going to create an entire draft of a cybersecurity policy. It's not your final one, right? But it gives you a draft. So, to the LinkedIn comment, let me talk a little bit about where I see using AI in the job market. There's a lot of people that are concerned that this is going to take jobs. It's going to diminish junior level positions. It's going to replace a lot of junior level programmers and writers and stuff like this. And to that, I say that it's probably not going to do that. It's going to change it. What this means is that future entry-level positions, junior level programmers, engineers, whatever, not engineers, because that's a regulated type of thing, at least here in the US. But so future level programmers, copywriters, these kind of things. You're just going to have to add AI prompt engineering to your resume, right? You're going to have to know how to use these tools to make you more efficient and more productive in your junior level role. So using prompt engineering, using generative AI and large language models is going to be just as important for future entry-level positions as using basic programs like Word and Excel. And the internet was, in the 90s and into the early 2000s as these technologies emerged. So that's what's going to happen now. But the good news is this makes you better, more efficient, and faster at doing these more mundane tasks, right? I mean, instead of generating a draft document yourself, you can have ChatGPT do it. Now, again, we probably don't want it, but for a baseline policy, this is fine. You could put this out on the internet and use it GPT-4 to create this because it's not specific to your business. Now you take this draft and then you're going to modify this. You're going to put the human in the middle, right? Human in the loop of this process to where the human, you can edit this. So, all right. So this is you can see, I mean, it's working efficiently, but it has to go through 18. So, and also I think what it's doing, it's only taking 18. It's only taking the overall chapters, right? So it's not creating, and it should. So we might have to adjust the prompt later and to where, okay, we wanted to go to an introduction and then do all the subsections, right? And we wanted to generate narrative for every single bit of the subsections, everything. Now, I don't know. When we see this, it may do a pretty good job of just doing, I don't know so why it says 18. We only have 17 sections, but we have 18, it's creating 18 line items. I guess, I don't know why it's in 18. We only have 17 chapters. That's weird. We'll see when we get it. But that's interesting. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think you're going to get a much more detailed and accurate document if it can go through and add context to each and every one of these. Now, here's another downfall of doing it this way, is that it doesn't know about the context of everything previously. So when you're sending it this information line by line, you may get some duplicates. You may get some replica information in here that it did up here, something like that. The way that you can fix that is in the script, and maybe I'll do this later in another stream. But what you can do is you can include all the previous iterations. No, I don't want to paste anything. Okay. I fat middle fingered my mouse button. So I gave it the big fat middle finger. Anyway, so if you included all the previous iterations, and in ChatGPT 4 1106 preview, the one with 128,000 context window, you can do this. You can include all of the previous generations in the history of the prompt so that it has all of that in context, and it will take all that into context. So when I developed the script the first time, I didn't have that option available to me. I didn't have the option to include that much context in the history. Now we do. So I will include an update revision to this script to take that into account, see if we get better iterations. But we're at 8. We got 10 more to go. It's not moving too slow. So, but I'm very impressed with this outline. I got to adjust the prompt now because, again, this was a 3.5, the ChatGPT 3.5 prompt, and instead now we're using the GPT-4, and that changes its output, that changes its iterations, its understanding. And so, but you're going to encounter this even when you're using the same prompt, right? The same model. So like when I was using GPT-4 1106 preview a month ago, 2 months ago, my output from the exact same prompt is going to be different than it is now because of what's called prompt drift. So as the company or the organization that creates these models, as they adjust them and they fine tune them and they update them, its understanding of the prompt and how it does inferences, that all changes. So the output will change slightly. So the only way to truly ensure that you don't have to deal with prompt drift, is that like Tokyo drift? Probably not. All right. But if you use a local open source model or a fine-tuned OpenAI model, you can fine-tune OpenAI models. And we are going to get to that in this course and how to fine-tune both OpenAI models as well as open source. And not today, but in this course in general, if you fine-tune your own model and you have your own version of it, then you're not going to have to worry about that. Also, just using open source models in general, and if you're not updating it from Hugging Face or whatever, that model's not going to be touched. So what it is what it is. But the OpenAI models and the ones that you're using, the like GPT-4 models from OpenAI, or if you're using Claude or whatever, those organizations that maintain those models, they're going to be updating those. So GPT or OpenAI they have the ability for you to create your own fine-tuned version of the model. And when you do that, it stays. I mean, it's static. There's I think, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't share the code. I'm so sorry. Well, now that I have it corrected. Well, yeah, here in a minute, when this is done, I'll share, you know what? And also somebody asked, has Clint done the stream about using an LLM to debug security requirements? No, that's kind of where this is leading. So that's where we're going with this. Okay, let me do this. Can I? Let me go. That should be, hopefully I didn't screw that up. No, okay. All right, let me copy this code for you. I'm going to put this code in chat, and this will also be available in the class notes for the course. And those of you that are on YouTube and LinkedIn, I will paste this after the stream is done in the comments so that you can have this, or I'll at least upload a file or something like that. I don't know. I'll make it executable so you can click on it and it's completely safe, I promise. Okay, that didn't work like I wanted to. Oh, it's using, never mind, hold on. Arg. It's using Markdown for my comments. I had this problem before. I'm going to delete that. Let me just copy that over real quick while this is doing its thing. Here, hold on. Here, I'll give you, while we're doing that, here, enjoy the show. All right, we have a little bit more to go. Let me just copy the code over. And this is chapter 4. All right, while I'm doing this, so those of you that are getting the free sneak peek of this on other stream channels, tell me in the comments in the chat, whatever you want. Let me know if you're enjoying this. Let me know if it's too over the top, or if it's too live, if it's too uncut. All right, just a second. All right. I have so many nested folders inside of nested folders inside of nested folders. That's also how I code sometimes too. I nest loops and inside of loops and nested loops, and all right, it's kind of how I live my life too. Tasks inside of tasks on top of tasks. Almost there. Almost there. What's the next line? Come on. Stay on target. All right. Code and chapter 4 recipe. All right, I'm just gonna, oh, look at that. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and drop this in chat there. I can only do it in Discord. There you go. There it is. I can only drop it in just a Discord. I can't copy the code in LinkedIn, or I don't have any LinkedIn or YouTube interactive chat screens open for me right now. I can see it, but I can't interact. I came to class unprepared, folks. All right, we're almost done here. Well, that's good. We're going to run a little bit over our hour today, but that's fine. I don't have anything better to do, like deliverables for 3 different clients. All right. Come on. 16. Doing 17. Man, we're almost done with this. This is one of those things, like I'm doing the stream, and it's supposed to be usually, and it's usually privately streamed inside of the course content. And then, of course, when I have this blunder like I had today, where I'm streaming it to all the sources like it's a Tabletop Tuesday, it's a happy accident, right? Come on, let me get the Bob Ross gifs and memes going in chat. Happy accidents. That's right. I agree, Greg. Hanging with us is more fun anyway. I would agree. Hanging with you, audience, is more fun than doing actual deliverable work. I don't know. And I don't enjoy my coworkers as much as I enjoy you. And I have to work with Greg from Poland and Aaron, my business partner and lead developer, and Matt, my business partner and my Gopher developer. He doesn't develop Gophers, but he takes care of all the stuff that needs to be taken care of, like building up labs and writing all the code we don't want to write. And, so we really, really abuse Matt. All right. We're almost done here. 17 generating 18. So we're almost to that finish line of at least seeing our cybersecurity policy that we'll use. Is the LinkedIn stream more clear than Teachable, or is that just me? It's quite possible, because I don't know the streaming. So what I'm doing, the way that I'm doing this, it's done. It's done. We'll look at it in just a minute. The way I'm doing this is I'm using Restream as an RTMP server, and I'm pushing my stream from my OBS to that, and then Restream pushes out everywhere else. So it may be that the RTMP streaming that I push through Teachable just isn't as efficient as all the other mechanisms that Restream has. So, all right. Yeah, look at that. So let's go check out our doc. I'm going to go open it up. It created 2 documents, a Word version, which I'll open up and show you here in just a minute. Okay. I will get that. I'm just getting everything else out of my way. Okay, let's make this to where you can see it. So it's not, I mean, geez, 40 pages. It created a 40-page document, 12,165 words. So it created a 40-page cybersecurity policy from this script in using the GPT-4. And so it has narrative, context, details, it, you know, introduction, purpose, scope, policy statement, policy objectives, and it does it in a crappy format. I haven't figured out how to get ChatGPT to use the proper formatting for Word or whatever, but there we can add to this. We can build a script that will take Markdown formatting and turn it into Word formatting as best as it can. But that's okay, because this is a lot. I mean, we're not going to parse through all of this and scrutinize it, but it gives us what we need for now for some baseline. So let's see, what else do we have? We have the HTML document. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I'll provide this document to you guys so y'all can go through and scrutinize it, or you can just have it produce it yourself. What just happened here? No, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Open with. So this is much better. So it reads the markdown in the web version. Oh man, that's much easier to read. Look at that. That's nice. That's really nice. Look at that. Now, is it perfect? No. Is it a good start? I don't know. Depends on what you decide a good start is. I don't know. You want to hear a joke I shouldn't tell? What do you call 100 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean? A good start. Anyway. All right. So now let's go back to our PrivateGPT. And now we're going to upload our cybersecurity policy. And the way that we're going to do that is simply click here. And I don't want to show you my entire. Here. I'm just going to go to the place. Take me to the place I love. All right. We're going to go get that document. I really got to fix my nested structure. I find your lack of formatting disturbing. Yeah, that's a good one, Alex. All right. Almost there. Almost there. Stay on target. There we go. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to convert this to a PDF. So I would have to install. So I mean, you can upload a micro. I'm just gonna convert this to a PDF real quick. And yeah. All right. Okay. That's good. There we go. It's processing. So if you want to see what that looks like while it's processing, we can go to here. And you can see there. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like when you're doing your. Here, let's show you. There, there's a full screen version without my beautiful face. Watching it work. Work it. So it It might not take, like it took several minutes to embed the NIST 882. I don't know. This is a 40-page document, so I don't know how long it's going to take to embed this, but we'll see. All right. Anyway, here, got me some B-roll footage for something. All right. That's right. Roll that beautiful bee footage. I got that from Matt. Matt's actually, Matt, my business partner, one of the owners of ThreatGen, and Gopher is here. Say hi, Matt.
Hi.
Oh, his throat's messed up. So he made me angry and I hit him in the throat. So that's not true. I fed him something really bad. All right. Okay. Look, we're done. Look at that. We're done. And just like that, we're done. I'm so done. All right, there we go. So we have cybersecurity policy and we have the NIST document. So now, I'm going to give it a pretty large task here. So remember, number one, this is a local model, Mistral 7B, running locally on my machine. No inference is going out of this machine here, this computer. And I'm going to compare my policy with NIST. And this is completely live, folks. I don't know what's going to happen here. So can you compare my cybersecurity? Oops, I can't spell. Get out of the way, yellow dot. All right. Can you compare my cybersecurity policy with the NIST standard and give me a list of gaps in my policy in accordance with the standard? This is probably going to take a while. Ready? Ready? And notice I have query docs, and you also have search docs. This is just for the straight search. This is query, and this is LLM chat. So this will give you a standard chat without referencing the docs, and this lets you chat with your docs here. All right, let's go. Let's do this. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how good it's going to be. I don't know how accurate it's going to be. It may take like individual questions. You may have to break it up into chunks. You may have to ask it more pointed questions. This is a very broad ask for a local language model. A local large, an LLM, local large language model, L3M. Coin it. You heard it here first, people. All right. Whoa. Oh, you punk. Based on the information provided, it is not possible to compare your cybersecurity policy with the NIST standard as no policy has been provided. However, what? Okay. That's not true. It's right there. It says cybersecurity policy. Okay, we're going to stop that. Okay. That's not true. I have provided my, and here's the thing. These are not one-offs. This is a continuous chat. So I have provided my cybersecurity policy. It's the file cybersecurity policy .pdf. So the question, what do you mean chat with the docs? So if you're using just a one-shot instruction, it's basically I ask an instruction, or I give an instruction, it does something with that doc or gives me an inference on that doc. Wait, oh, okay. So, and it does that, but it doesn't keep the past history context. So I would have to tell it to look at the doc again. When you chat with the doc, you keep a running history of the context of that conversation, just like a regular chat session, if that makes sense. That was Okay, so as we can see here, our prompt probably, there's some adjustments we can make, right? Number one, we can improve the quality of our policy output by making it retain the history of its, yeah, I think I might need to, so maintain the history so that it keeps contextual reference of all previous generations for the context of the entire document. Yeah, here it looks like I probably need to specify the policy here, because as you can see, what it's doing here is it took my policy and it's comparing it to the NIST cybersecurity framework, which is not what I did here. So yeah, so what I need to do here is, okay, I have also provided NIST. See, I'm just chatting with it. I'm keeping the conversation going as opposed to have it do a, I don't have to give it, I don't have to renew the context, in other words. All right, so I provided NIST.sp.800-82r3.pdf. Compare my policy to this standard and assess my potential gaps. Yeah, somebody says that it's looking, good and quite fast, and it is pretty fast. I mean, Mistral 7B is one of the, and this is not even a brand new version. Like, this version of Mistral 7B is probably a couple months old, and it's still pretty accurate. It does a really good job. It's very comparable to at least ChatGPT 3.5, and I believe Mistral is a fine-tuned I don't know if it's their own or if it's fine-tuned from like Llama or whatever, but Mistral has historically outperformed the Meta's Llama open source models. But we'll see when Llama 3 comes out. And I've also, over the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I haven't kept up to date with the latest, greatest models like I normally do. Oh, see, it can't do it. Okay, what? Policy and the NIST SP 882 document. Oh, apologize for the confusion earlier. No, that's fine. Yeah, but it's not too bad. Considering this is a local model running on my local hardware, it still wants to do the NIST. I don't know. I'm going to have to go and look at the NIST SP. I actually haven't scrutinized the new revision of NIST 882. I wonder if the NIST 882 actually references the CSF a lot, because I'm gonna have to go through and look, because it's really determined to compare my policy based off of the pillars of the cybersecurity framework. So I don't know. We're not going to be able to take the time. We're running about 30 minutes over the stream in the time that I wanted it to, but this is a starting point. There's definitely some refinements that we can do in both my, yeah, anyway. So there's another, we're doing this through the chat, right? There's another way to do it, and that's what I was looking at earlier. So we also have, this script here, which is, this is the script version. So you can actually give it, once you upload everything, and you can create a simple little Python script to replicate what you did in PrivateGPT. So if you see here, and it's a very simple script. Oh, but apparently, this is proper. This is the format that you use to output from the local model, but that's also because we're using a different method of access, and we're using the requests. And so anyway, we'll look at that later. But yeah, so here is what it came up with. So yeah, identify, protect, detect. So there's some refinements that we can do in all of our code, in our prompts here, to improve upon this. But this is a really good start for some GRC on. So there's two things that we did here. We used a script to automate creating a cybersecurity policy draft that can definitely be improved upon, but you can see how powerful that is. We generated a 40-page document, with this script and using ChatGPT. And then using PrivateGPT and a local model, we can take standards and compare that to cybersecurity policy and theoretically, at least right now, get it to look for gaps. Now, there's probably a better way to do that. And I would probably say that using a general chat method to do that here is probably asking a bit much for a local model like Mistral 7B. If you did this process here with ChatGPT, it'd probably give you a lot better answer. But then again, you're exposing your cybersecurity policy out to the OpenAI API. Now, that we can have another conversation about that at another time on how private is that data. And maybe I'll do a stream on that, just a general public stream on that pretty soon about how private is your data, because there's a lot of scare out there. And then people are like, oh, my data was found in OpenAI, but there's some caveats to that and how to protect yourself. But the other thing is, like I think once Llama 3 comes out, I think it's going to have more ChatGPT 4 like output. And then also you can probably, the reason I showed you with the script, and we'll do this just like we used a script to first generate an outline and then iterate through everything. That method produces a long, because if you tried to just say, hey, ChatGPT, generate a cybersecurity policy, it's going to give you maybe 1,000 words. If that, it's going to be really bare and basic. So the way that you increase the length of documents is you have it create the outline and then you have it iterate through and do all this. You can also improve the quality by using a multi-agent system, right? We're just using straight scripts. But if we used a system like Open Interpreter or AutoGen to have a multi-agent system where it reasons and communicates with itself to provide better outputs and more thorough analysis, then that's going to improve your results as well. But we can do the same thing with our inference. We can literally have it maybe go through line by, or section by section. Hey, review this section and see if there's any gaps, review this section. And so you probably get a better output that way. But you're always going to get better results when you use a script to produce something section by section, as opposed to saying, hey, do this entire thing. So that's one of the biggest tips that I can give you in terms of really big jobs for large language models. All right. And so if we look here, one last comment says, somebody says, I was playing with the one at work. I found rephrasing the task sometimes helps to get a good answer. Oh, yep. That's a good point. So, all right. But look, we're at the end of our time. We're actually almost 30 minutes over what we wanted to go on this stream today. But with that, look, I hope this was useful. I know that it wasn't perfect, but we had some great learning opportunities, and this is a good start for being able to use local models for some GRC. We'll continue with this next stream, but for now, take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time.